Hey everyone, it's late and I wanted to just do kind of like a channel update. I haven't been making many videos and I don't know if I will be making a ton of videos going forward just because I've lost a lot of uh, hope because of libertarians' utter laziness and inability and just the laziness amongst them and unwillingness to actually do anything. Or maybe it's just that California really is that bad. As some of you more loyal fans know, I put out a word to not just my fans, but to everybody out there to try to make a some kind of a protest against big tech in the San Francisco Valley, Silicon Valley, and to try to push back against the basically the collusion and censorship of Alex Jones all at once. I think that the fact that there was collusion of massive tech companies should scream that there is massive collusion of monopolies in this country, and it disgusts me. And I didn't get a single real response. I didn't get a single person to show some interest in doing this protest with me. I went to some meetings, meetups, and gatherings of people in real life, and they were enthusiastic about it, but at the end of the day, it was all just words. And so that's been very discouraging to me. And I don't know if this movement of libertarians is ever going to make a real change in the world. It's very saddening to me because I'm realizing libertarians don't seem to be serious. What I will say, I have a lot of hope right now for the country at large because of the power of our Constitution and because of God. There's no other explanation. I have a ton of hope. I believe the storm is coming, and if you don't know what I mean by the storm, I encourage you to investigate into QAnon and what Q Anonymous is posting about. There's numerous channels on YouTube here, and as well as DTube that are posting about what QAnon is talking about. What I do believe is QAnon is some of the patriots that are left inside of either the CIA or more likely the NSA. I believe the CIA and the FBI are extremely corrupt and unsavable, and I've said this in the past, and I do believe that unfortunately I think both will have to be basically completely rebuilt from the ground up. All of the leadership will need to be replaced, and many of the agents as well. Reading books like the CIA's Organized Crime, it appears that the CIA has been out of control since the late 1950s or early 1960s, and it is most likely the CIA directly behind much of the corruption that this country is witnessing. And the FBI was infiltrated by the CIA in the 70s as the FBI was investigating them to have something to do with drug smuggling and drug running worldwide. And so when that happened, the CIA basically infiltrated them. So the country's been in dire straits for quite some time, and what's been happening is basically the communists worldwide, the globalist bankers that run the world have been simply playing the waiting game and patiently waiting as incrementalism just has its way and literally just puts the Christian monolithic group of good people in this world to sleep and basically allows Satan to rule this world. And I've if you've even watched my channel, you've noticed me say things like I'm mostly agnostic, but I'm not. I'm truly Christian. I'm just agnostic about my form of Christianity, and I'm still agnostic Mormon, but I am Christian, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but at this point it's crazy to say still, but what's going on in government might be a godsend. Trump kind of came out of nowhere, and the sealed indictments, there's I think roughly 40,000, and on average, an average year in politics will have somewhere in the low 4,000 to like 7.5 to 8,000. So that's the normal you'd see in a year, many of which don't lead to anything. But right now we have 40,000, 40,000. That's alarming and exciting at the same time. There's also a lot of other evidence. There's been a lot of pedophilia arrests happening, and a lot of other exciting things going on behind the scenes that you can learn more about from following QAnon. I think, unfortunately, I reported on how Julius Assange was captured, and he's either dead or he's now an agent, or he's been told there's certain topics he can't release, and so in other words, he's simply he's been, what would you call it? I'm just thinking of a word. Sorry, I'm blanking on this, but he's compromised. Sorry, guys. I was about to stop the video. But anyways, he's compromised. And that's why we don't see WikiLeaks doing hardly anything. And so we've got QAnon taking the slack, picking up that slack, and carrying the flag of freedom worldwide. And what's really exciting is if the storm is real and that there are mass arrests coming out in the near future, it will be world history to demonstrate that the U.S. government is the best government probably in the world, because it is the only government that has gotten so corrupt and was actually able to cleanse itself of the corruption. This is something that other governments cannot do. Other governments typically have a coup. So, anyways, it's very exciting to live in these times. What the future holds, very few truly know for sure. A lot of this stuff is secret for a very good reason. And, in the words of Sun Tzu, when your enemy thinks you are weak, make them think you're weak when you are strong. Anyways, I'm just going to say, because libertarianism is not a power to be reckoned with, it is not a power at all, unfortunately. We're going to have to deal with decades more of statism and morons running our country into war after war, probably, unless Trump can also change that somehow. But nonetheless, in God I trust.